Hello all, welcome back students. So in this video we will be officially seeing how do we access and traverse a tuple in multiple ways. Although in the first video of this chapter I had a discussion with you regarding how do we access each and every element of a tuple, but still in this video we will be officially introducing the multiple ways in which we can forward and reverse access a tuple. Okay. Now it is nothing new for me to speak that suppose I have a tuple. Let us choose some different elements. Suppose I have a tuple with some number of elements. Okay. Now if I talk about traversing, it remains common. We have forward traversing where traversing starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have reverse traversing where it starts with -1, -2, -3 and so on. Okay, so there is nothing new for me to speak. Why I am in this video that I want to officially introduce you to the two ways by which a tuple can be traversed. Fine. So let us say for simplicity purpose, let us take the same example, and I just want to first of all have proper access to each and every element of a tuple. Okay. So for that things are nothing new. For I in range, there are two methods. I am just first of all describing you the more popular method. For I in range, 0 comma length of tuple, and it is nothing new for me to explain that why we are choosing length of tuple. Very simple. Suppose how many elements are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So technically my loop will be 0 comma 9. Okay, so loop will be executed 0 comma 9, that means 0 to 8 times, that means loop will be executed 9 times. That means all the element can be accessed very easily, and you all know why I am starting with 0, because indexing begins with 0. So nothing new for me to explain. Already same things have been explained time and again in the list chapter and as well as the string chapter. So if I just print here that print T of I am very hopeful that I will have access to each and every element of a tuple. Now, what is the big advantage to have access to each and every element of a tuple? We can play around with the elements. Now, what is the meaning of play around? Suppose I tell you a program that I want a tuple, or I have a tuple. I want to print the square of each elements from the tuple. So very simple. Square of each element means obviously in T of I have access to each and every element of the tuple. Square of each element, just I will do the same thing, and very simply I will have square of each and every element from the tuple. Suppose I tell you that I have some tuple elements, I want the successor of each element from the tuple. So what is the benefit or what is the advantage of having access to each and every element of the tuple? We can play around with that very easily. Correct. So this is one example by which we can have access to each and every element of a tuple. Now obviously you will be told that print this tuple in reverse. Okay, obviously it will be a very simple and sweet question that print the elements of the tuple in reverse. And I told you in the list and the string chapter that mostly this will stay the same. We want to start printing elements from the reverse, so I will take the last index -1. Okay, and I think you might have memorized by this time, minus length of tuple -1, and because we are going backward direction, -1. Okay, I think you might have memorized this code for reverse because this is applicable for all cases, string, list, tuple. Okay, but still I just want to have a brief overview, because we know that -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8 and -9. So technically we are starting with -1, means technically we are starting with the last element. Now what this does, you know the syntax of range function, right? For negative it will be last value -1. Suppose here I have 9 elements. Positive, what is the syntax? Positive is starting value, ending value +1. Okay, that we discussed in the syntax. But when we go for the loop in negative direction, it is, you can say, starting value. Technically the last value will be the starting value, ending value -1. That is the syntax, and once we go for reverse, step will also be -1. Okay, so these all things were discussed pretty earlier. So that is why I'm telling that minus len, that means -9, but as per the syntax I want -1. That is why -1 is added, and because we are going backwards each direction, step will be -1. Let us see, let us see. You will be seeing that we are having access to each and every element of the tuple in reverse direction. Correct. Now, one more doubt will come to your mind that, sir, it is okay, but it is not looking nice. Means I want all the things in a single line. It is not looking nice. Not looking nice, so what I can also do? So we have some options. We have some option. One of the option is take a temporary tuple. One of the option is take a temporary tuple and do the needful stuff which we used to do. That is k equal to k plus, remember what we discussed in the previous video. This is how we add one elements to a tuple one by one. Okay, and print k. And now I think you will have a more sophisticated output and a sophisticated approach to printing this tuple in reverse direction and also representing the output properly. Correct? Fine. So this is one way. One way means how we can access or traverse each and every element of a tuple. The first way I discussed was the method of using the range function. Okay. This is the first method by which you can say each and every element of a tuple can be accessed either in forward direction or in reverse direction, and make sure this will be very helpful to you in any of the programs now. Okay. How to add each element to a tuple one by one. Correct? Discussion is in the previous video, so if you have come directly to this video, please go back and watch the previous video for more details. Okay, now there is a second method by which we can access each and every element of a tuple. Okay, and that method is using the in operator. That method is using the in operator. Suppose I have a tuple. Let us take a simple tuple. One, no, let us not take 100, 101, 102, 103, and let us say 104. Okay, I want to print each and every element of a tuple using the in operator, not the range operator. Fine. So it is very simple. Loop will be used, but it will be something different. For I in tuple name. For I in tuple name, just I will use print I, and I think I will be able to, there is an error because this is not put in comment. Yeah, both the methods work totally different. Although they use range function, although they make use of for loop, both of them work in a different method. Okay, here I think I have misplaced the thing, but here if you remember, I used for I in range 0 comma length of tuple, I used to print t of I. I used to print t of I. But when I am not using the range function, I am only using the membership operator in. For I in t, what is t? T is the name of the tuple. Print I. So print I will, what it will do? It will print each element of the tuple. Okay. It will print each element of the tuple line by line. Fine. Both methods are different. Both work in a different way. Whatever you are more comfortable with, that you can use. Here we are see what is the again difference. In this we are purely making use of index. Here we are purely making use of index. Here we are not making index. Here we are directly accessing the values. For I in t, technically what happens I will explain. For I in t, so whatever elements are there in t, one by one will come to I, not their indexes. First element is 100, so first element or first value in I will be 100, 100 will be printed. Second element is 101, second element will be printed 101. Here they are directly accessing the values, not the indexes, which we generally used to do in the range function. Okay students, so these are both ways by which we can access each elements of a tuple either in forward direction or in reverse direction, and this sort of things will be quite useful to you in the upcoming programs of this chapter. Okay, so that would be all from my side for this video. Thank you. We will meet in the next video, and have